So I promised myself 12 months ago that I wouldn't drink again.
Welcome back to Still Not Drunk, the podcast about drinking by a comedian who doesn't drink. That's me. I'm Aidan Jones. Thanks for listening. This week on the podcast, we got Ben Knight. And, man, this was a sick app. I've just finished editing all the little reels for Instagram, like some of the highlights. And there was so many. I had trouble choosing which ones to put up. Ben Knight is a great comic, a good friend. He's also an actor. He's crushing it. Ben Knight has just been, like, for as long as I've known him, he's like one of the nicest dudes in comedy. He's so funny, super talented, plays music. I was just going on his page and I remembered I'd forgotten he did these wrap-ups on the radio where he would like write a rap to wrap up like the last month worth of like news stuff. And that was sick. He's a teacher as well. He's like a qualified teacher, taught in primary schools up in far north Queensland and all around Australia. And he's done 3 or 4 hours of stand-up all about being a teacher, which I've been to a few of them. They're so good, man. He's he's a funny person, but he's also a real sweet dude. Oh man, he's going to hate listening to this. He's also just like the most athletic man. He's like a massive ginger fucking dude. And he played like state level soccer. And me and a bunch of other comics in Melbourne have a pickup soccer game in Carlton, like at the Carlton Primary School every Saturday on the little AstroTurf there. And Ben Knight comes down and he crushes. What can the man not do? Fucking infuriating. So we talked on the pod. We had a great chat, talking about drinking, talked about him growing up on the sunny coast. And we talked about sex a lot, actually, which I guess as young dudes drinking, that was like a lot of the stuff that I think we both kind of come at drinking from a similar perspective when we were younger anyway, which was just like, man, I'm trying to get laid here, but I'm scared. So let me just drink to make that a bit easier. And he told some amazing stories, an awesome story about getting arrested. So I hope you guys are excited to listen to this chat with Ben Knight. If you are loving the pod, please do us a favor and jump on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you're listening to it and give us a 5-star review. That would be so sick. It means a lot as a way to get the podcast out to more people because the algorithm, fucking maths, whatever, you get it. Give us 5 stars on that. Follow the Instagram page that's my other podcast. Follow the Instagram page Still Not Drunk Pod for all the reels and all the content as it's coming out. Follow me at Aidan Jones Comedy and follow Ben Knight at Big Red Ben Knight and his other podcast, Teacher Yarns with his dad, which is all about like behind the curtain of teachers, what they really think of you. And I reckon that's it, man. I hope you guys enjoy this chat with Ben Knight. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Aidan Jones, and I'm still not drunk.
Rounder. Is this a racist beer?
Might be. I hope so.
That rules.
That's why I got it for you, man. Queensland.
I mean, that's kind of funny.
Yeah,
to
no, I
have like
think that's what... I might be wrong on that, but I feel like I've heard something about Guilo means...
It's called
or maybe it means white devil.
It'd be funny if Forex just brought out a slanty eye. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, fuck, but that's the one.
So it's called round eye in
I think so. It's either
Chinese.
round eye, maybe it's white devil. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure Guilo.
You're only allowed to do it one way.
Yeah.
That was my favourite ever.
The N-word beer.
Whoa! My favourite South Park episode is when the Hong Kong commentators are commentating on like a football match, and they're like, "You want me to do an impression of American?" And then they grab their eyes and open them up. And they just go, "I'll use my credit card."
That's sick.
There's so many layers to it because it's like a white dude doing a racist Asian voice, teasing white people. It's like, yeah.
Oh, the white, of course, because it's Matt and Trey. They're doing it.
Yeah,
man, that's so
it's sick. They rule.
South Park fucking rules. Man, how are you doing today?
Good, bud.
What have you been doing?
What
have you been doing this week? What do you do during comedy festival? Because you can't be doing other job like work stuff. What do you do during the day then?
during the day, I had a lot of family up.
Oh, yeah?
So it was like hanging out with them, which is good.
Like
for a
your mum
day.
and dad. I was in the show when your mum and dad were in.
Yes, yeah,
That was
yeah.
sick.
It was fun.
Said hi to your dad. What's your dad's name again?
Brian.
Brian.
We
And
loved having you on the podcast as well. He
Oh,
loves.
man,
Yeah,
it was sick.
It was so fun.
Brian and what's your mum's name?
Carmel.
Carmel.
B.
Fuck,
Ryan
why am I
Carmel.
saying that on a podcast? What's their address?
How many kids you got? It was, yeah, mum and dad were there, which is good. Dad's chill as fuck. He's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, you want to just put the mini match on of the Broncos?
Oh, yeah,
Or the
real.
Dolphins, yeah. But
Yeah.
mum's like, all right, I'd like to go to readings, and then I'd like to go see the
doing the
Dr.
whole
Seuss
Melbourne
thing. I'd like
shit.
to see this. And I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
I love
Man,
Mum,
you know what I liked about your dad? He's got those big farm hands.
Yeah.
Shook his hand. I was like, fucking.
Yeah.
You know?
He's
It's like you only get, I don't know, that's just a certain type of dude. That guy doesn't work in insurance.
No, well, he does now.
Does he?
Well, not insurance. He's a primary school teacher
Oh,
now.
that's right. He's a primary school
But
teacher.
beforehand, he
Those
was like a Air Force. He was loading bombs on planes for like
Yeah,
20
that's
years
sick.
or some shit.
My
yeah.
cousin's got those hands. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Just
cool
like
when you
massive
shake a
dude.
proper Kappa's dad's hands like that because he's an
Yeah.
ex-farmer. You just shake his hand and you're like, whoa.
And they're just huge. It's like, how did this hand get so big?
Yeah.
Just hitting it with hammers for your whole
Yeah.
fucking life.
Yeah.
It swells up.
Yeah,
man.
exactly. Proper man hands.
Did you grow up like doing? So your dad was working? No, he was doing that stuff. So did you grow up like around that kind of work? You didn't grow up on a farm or anything.
No, man, I mainly grew up on the Sunshine Coast. So
What's that like?
Yeah, it's good.
It's good?
It was lovely, and I love it. But it's a very small town.
Okay.
It's like, when I say very small town, do you know what I mean? Like everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
There wasn't as much opportunity as there probably is now. It's grown heaps, but like when I was growing up there, all you did was play footy and surf.
Because
and
you
drink.
have the joke about it's halfway between Bundaberg and Byron Bay.
Yeah.
So it's Hippie and Bogan. Is
Yeah.
that true?
It is. Everyone from the coast goes,
Yeah.
you just fucking nailed it.
Really?
Yeah, it's hippies and it's where hippies and bogans interbred.
So the same people are doing hippie shit and Bogan shit.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like that as a joke is like a funny premise, but
Yeah.
like when I do it on the coast, it fucking destroys.
They're like, oh
'cause
man,
they're
it's
like,
actually
dude,
legit.
it's crazy. Like I got a line in it that sometimes I use. It's like I've literally met a pit bull named Tiger Lily. Like it's that.
I think you did do that.
It's that
the day
kind.
I
It's that
was
kind
there.
of vibe. It's just like full bogan.
Yeah, the
but there's, like-
aggressiveness of a Bogan, but with the like spirituality of a hippie.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
why we were talking about Lewis Spears with the fucking Buddhists, you know,
Yeah,
who are like protesting his show because he talked about the Dalai Lama making out with a 4-year-old or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck it was.
it was
That's
pretty
them.
crook.
It is crazy.
It's wild. It is. I don't know why he's in
And they're
trouble.
like-
I don't know why he is in trouble.
It'd be like Hannibal Buress calling out Cosby for, you know, like raping those women, and everyone's like, you know,
Come
it's
on,
like it's-
Hannibal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is weird that and I don't know, different cultures and all that sort of stuff. But all I could think was like, yeah, you guys suck my tongue.
Yeah. That's bizarre behavior.
All I could think was
Imagine the Pope being like, suck my, like that's their equivalent of
Yeah.
the Pope, you know?
And I know there's a language disparate. He speaks English pretty good, man. Like, I mean, but all I could think about was Face Off. You know when Nicolas Cage?
Oh, yeah.
He says the exact
he
same
say,
thing.
"Suck my tongue"?
He says to this chick that's sitting on his lap. He goes, "How would you feel if I asked you to suck my tongue?" Oh. All I could think was the Dalai Lama doing that.
Man, that's so funny.
But-
If they do a Dalai Lama biopic and they get Nicolas Cage to play,
Play the little kid. Fuck yeah, dude. It's interesting.
yeah. I mean, it's
wild.
but that's the same thing though, right? Like we were talking about before, Buddhists, you wouldn't expect them to be outside protesting because they're all calm, but they're also aggressive. That's the mix of hippie and bogan.
It's just
kinda
human
right
beings,
there.
man. We're fucking idiots.
We're fucking
It's
weird.
like everything in the world is like like bastions of free speech.
Yeah.
Like the right way. It's like you should be able to speak about and joke about anything, and then you talk about the Anzacs. Like, don't fucking talk about the Anzacs. Don't you talk about the Anzacs?
Yeah. Man, let's get into this beer. So I'll
Old
do,
round eye.
Before I do it, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, anadrinks.com.au. They're like an alcohol-free beer thing. They're supplying me all the drinks for the podcast. How sick is that?
What? So they got like
It's an alcohol-free drinks platform online, and they deliver all over Australia, and they got like everything.
Yeah, right.
And they're my sponsor, so big shout outs to them if you want to buy alcohol-free drinks. ANAdrinks.com.au.
Are they your sponsor? As in, it sounds like because it's alcohol-free beer. Are they your sponsor? As in, they give you free beer? Or
Oh yeah, and then
they're
I
your
just
sponsor
tell
as in-
people about them. Or they're my
They're your
sponsor as
sponsor,
in like they make sure I don't drink. If I'm ever in a low moment, I just call up the ANAdrinks.com.au hotline. I'm like, mate, I'm really struggling.
I got to pay for the beers, but they listen to me.
Yeah. Some guy was just getting in my face. I want to fight him. I want to have a Bundy.
Exactly.
I mean, you know what? I bet if I picked up the phone,
Are they that
my
nice?
mate who runs it would. Yeah, she's a killer. Anyway, let's have this.
Old
bro.
Round Eye.
I have no idea what
Cheers,
this
big
is.
dog.
Thanks, brother.
Round Eye. This is going to go good with the liter of hot chocolate I just drank.
It's all right. I had no idea. A lot of the other ones, I'm like, I've heard of this, or I have no idea what this.
That was
is gonna
good.
Be like.
That's good.
It's got like a little lotus flower on the front. It's got one of those spice trade boats, and it's got what is that? A lychee?
Lychee or something. It does taste a little lychee.
Yeah, it's kind of
Esque.
light and fruity and nice. You wouldn't be drinking this on the fucking sunny coast, would you, mate?
Absolutely, you would.
Mm.
Maybe not. Nah, because it's alcohol-free beer. Everyone would probably just calling you gay. Bro's gay.
When did you start? So you grew up there until how old? When did you leave?
So, because Dad was in the Air Force, so we moved around a lot.
Okay.
So I was like born in Wagga Wagga.
Oh, nice.
And then we went to like Ipswich, Redcliffe, then finally went to the sunny coast when I was 9. And then I lived there till I was about 25, like mid-20s. And then I went and...
you went up north.
Yeah, went up north, lived in an Aboriginal community, then went
Yep.
travelling.
Yep.
Did my Eat, Pray, Love thing.
Yes, that's right. You went to South America,
Dude,
isn't
I
it?
was so spiritual.
I
look
back
at myself, I'm like, you fucking idiot.
You're a spiritual dude, but you also, though, have that thing that a lot of dudes have where you're like, you genuinely believe in the spirituality, but you can't talk. I'm the same. I'm like, I care about like thinking about the way I feel and talking about it. But also, if I try and talk about that, I'm like, fucking loser, cunt, weirdo.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's
like
uncomfortable.
I wrote a show kind of loosely based on that a while ago called Big Red, where it was like me trying to what's the word? Like justify, like, because I live and make a living in the art scene in Melbourne now. But like everything that I do that's kind of like a little bit flamboyant or whatever, I've still got my Queensland 4X bitter brain just going like, let's go. Because that's what I grew up with.
Man,
so
I have a joke in my show this year. I haven't been doing it lately, but that like as a millennial, there's this whole discourse of mental health, and so for a long time in my 20s, I was like, maybe the reason that I'm all fucked is because like my parents, like my dad never said I love you when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then at some point in my 20s, my dad, a welder from the northern suburbs of Adelaide, started like saying I love you. Incredible.
Yeah.
And I hated it. And I was just like, this is fucking weird, man. Don't
so
say that.
funny. Yeah.
I was like, it's uncomfortable.
It's like what you wanted the whole time.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
then everyone's saying this is the whole thing, and then he starts doing it, and I'm like, fuck off,
Ew.
man. Yuck.
Ew.
I'd say like it felt like, the joke is it felt like when someone gets you a gift that they've clearly laboured over, but it doesn't quite hit. When my dad said I love you, I was just like, maybe the money next time, man, would be ideal.
Yeah,
Just give me
Bunnings
the
voucher.
money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is weird,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's no, but it's like you know that it's important, but you can't fucking. Yeah. So you
Yeah,
grew up
absolutely.
growing up in the sunny coast. That was your formative years then.
Yeah,
From like
absolutely.
when you were a kid through to like your 20s. Do you remember what was your first times drinking?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was sneaking into the Fridays nightclub. I remember. Actually, do you know the first time I got drunk was in Brazil? Oh. I was 14 because I made the Australian futsal team.
Oh,
right?
of course you did. You're the most
And I
natural athlete I've ever met in my life. Also, I just said athlete. What the fuck is wrong with
Athlete?
it? Athlete with
That's
an
all
F.
right. That's all right.
Ugh.
As long as you don't mix up your L's and R's whilst drinking a Chinese beer, then you're in trouble, brother.
And you're fucking, yeah. You went into the Australian futsal team.
Yeah, and I got super drunk in Brazil, in Campania, which was like this futsal capital of Brazil. So we went and just trained there. And then because it was kind of like a poorer country back then.
Yeah.
Would have been like 1999. So went over there and like all the 7-Elevens, whatever their equivalent of it, would just sell big bottles of scotch to like 14-year-olds.
They don't care.
Like, yeah. It's like, yeah. And it was
It's like this kid might get shot up with an AK-47 tomorrow.
Totally.
Let him have a drink.
Yeah, just have a drink and go do some fucking capoeira, brother. We just grabbed that and we were filling up our futsal bottles, like our training bottles, just full of scotch and beer. No, scotch and Coke or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then we just went to, because like Brazil's insane. Like this was a tiny little town, little cobblestone street town.
Yep.
And then Friday and Saturday night, the whole place just fucking erupted. Like butchers were bringing out subwoofers. The whole street would just turn into this huge party. So we're like 14. I'm like, this is the best.
Man.
I want this pale, skinny little ginger from the sunny coast. Just
Yeah.
like all these gorgeous Brazilian women.
I bet.
I was just, oh my God, I love you. I love you.
Yeah.
I love you.
And you're over there with like a bunch of other dudes on a trip.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
Yeah.
And you're 14 parents?
No, it
No
was just
parents.
dude. Our coaches got fucking lit every night as well.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
It was pretty wild.
Yeah.
It was really, looking back on it, I was like, fucking hell.
And your parents just like let you do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool, man.
I went over there with the Australian team, so it was like a tour.
Yeah.
Right, and we got flogged. We were like,
Yeah, I was going to say, did you get towed up
Dude,
every fucking day?
we were like, they're meant to be the national team, and we go around to like little club teams in Brazil, and they were doing like rainbow kicks over our heads, just like laughing at us. It was sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, because they live and breathe it, and we're just like,
You're just like, yeah, man, I'm just doing this so I don't have to go to school for 2 weeks.
exactly. Yeah. And that was it. I remember just getting loaded.
So you'd never had a drink before?
Nah, I'd had like a beer,
Yeah.
like one beer for mowing the lawn or something. You know, when you're like,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
pretended you like it. Dad, like, you could
Yeah, sick.
have a little, had a glass of that.
That's
Pretended I liked it.
I keep coming. It's actually a few people that I've interviewed. The same thing keeps coming up where it's like, because drinking is such a big thing culturally and like the world over, it's almost this thing where like the first time you're unsupervised as a kid, you know, there's no parents around. You're like, I can do anything.
Yeah.
And the first thing you want to do is like, give me a fucking drink.
Have a drink,
man.
yeah.
Let me see what this is about.
Yeah.
You just go nuts.
Dude, I got pretty drunk over there, but it was it was tame. I remember the first time I got messed up, like proper messed up. It was
Yeah.
at like this, there was a party, a school party, and it was like a battle of the bands sort of thing. And we were like, yes, let's do it.
Yeah.
We got a bottle of Bundy rum. That's why I still can't drink Bundy rum. I was like, would have been 15 or 16. And I drank about half a bottle in about 15 minutes.
Oh my God.
And I was just like,
And you were 15.
yeah, and just
dude, that's
spewing. I remember making out with a girl, and I was like so happy. She was like a cute girl at school.
Yeah.
And I remember, I made out with her, and then just turned and just yacked. I was like, it's not you. I'm sorry. I just drank a lot.
Yeah. But you needed the drink. It's like a fucking catch-22. You need the drink to make out with the girl, but then also when you drink, because you don't have the balls to fucking do it yourself.
Dude, I had the worst confidence. Yeah.
Oh, but then as soon as you make out with the girl, you're so drunk that you're like,
yeah.
oh man. And
Yeah.
so that was like school parties, drinking. Were you a big drinker?
Well, yeah. Like when I say I'd go through waves. So I didn't, because I was pursuing soccer, like football.
right.
And I was going really good with football. And then once I hit 18, I just hit it pretty hard.
Yeah.
Like really, really hard all through uni. So uni was like bit of a blur.
Yeah.
Because we had a party house in the middle of the
sunny coast.
Yeah, middle
Yeah.
of Malula Bar.
Yeah.
There was about 4 of us blokes that had like this house. It was just chaos. It was
Everyone's
just
just coming
drinking
around all the time.
Yeah, because it'd be like $2 Tuesdays. And then Thursday night was uni night. Friday night, it's Friday. But you're not going to drink on Friday. Then Saturday after football, after soccer, we'd get messed up.
Oh,
and then
man.
sometimes you'd have a Sunday sesh.
Yeah.
And that was for like, I reckon, 3 or 4 years.
Dude, I love that house. So this is the house that people were coming back to on
Dude,
Sunday.
everyone, like, there would just be bodies all over the floor.
I love that, man.
Yeah, it
That's
was wild.
The dream.
It was a wild, wild time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking blurry, a lot of it. But
I
yeah.
used to wonder, because I never lived in that house. There were a few houses like that. What was it like to live in that house? Like when
Chaos.
everyone leaves and you're still there. Like I remember there was this one place we had called Base Camp in Adelaide that like That was the houses end up having nicknames because
Yeah.
everyone's just there all the time.
Ours was the beach house.
The beach house, yeah. And you go there and like, man, I remember parties there where like, I remember taking acid at this house one time and coming up and walking into the backyard and there's just like 80 people crammed in this tiny backyard. And I'm like, this is everyone I've ever met in the whole fucking world.
Yeah.
And we're all here.
Yeah.
You know?
It ruled for that.
Yeah.
It
but
ruled
then you
just having
leave and you walk out into that place and you're like, there were 80 people here yesterday and now there's that much just trash.
Dude, we
and
had
piss.
to clean up so much shit. It was chaos. It was really wild. And your good mates would stay and help sort of pick up the bottles.
Yeah, yeah.
One of my mates, Mickey Reynolds, who's just like one of the naturaliest, funniest dudes I've ever met in my life. His thing was like every morning when everyone's hungover as shit, he'd just walk around the house and just start clapping. But not clapping like this. He'd do it like in sporadic. And he was real good. He had those, you know how some people have those claps where they can just, bam, they just clasp it.
Yeah.
He'd do it in like intervals that were just so annoying. It wasn't like a regular clap. He'd do like one.
Like he'd be just completely
20-second later. Yeah. And it's just
Oh.
like, Mickey, stop fucking doing it. You could see him just like hiding.
And he was just doing that to fuck with people.
Yeah, he'd just walk around and just clap in people's ears.
Yeah.
I was like, why? He goes, it's kind of funny. I was like,
And he's not hungover?
no, he is. He was
hungover.
just a menace.
Yeah, fuck.
But that was, those days were wild.
Do you still keep in
fun.
touch with those guys?
Yeah.
Yeah?
All my mates from the Sunny
They're
Coast,
all your old mates.
Yeah, they're all my
But
boys.
they're all doing normal shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of them
yeah.
are pretty rich.
You told me a story before about how you got arrested. Well, actually, you didn't tell me the story, but you teased it. Were you that guy?
I was super...
You're such a kind man. I can't picture you getting arrested.
I am, but all right. So the story is, my mate from Scotland brought over kilts, right? And I'm like a fair bit of Scottish. There's a heap of Scottish, and it's like
You don't say.
Ancestry.com. Oh, really? Fucking really? And we went to the races. I was like 19 years old. Just started my teaching degree. I remember double fisting like two vodka cruisers, right? And this old duck came up to us and she goes, "What are you wearing under your kilt?" And I was like, "Nothing. You're not allowed to." Because my Scottish mate that gave me the kilt was like, "Yeah, you're not allowed to wear anything."
Oh, you're not allowed to?
No, you got to go.
That's
Starkers.
the whole thing.
Yeah, got to go full
Nice.
Starkers. So he goes, "Yeah, what do you wear under?" This old duck goes, "What do you wear under your kilt?" And I was like, "Nothing." And then she looked at me and then just went underneath and just squirrel grabbed me.
Squirrel grab?
Yeah, fully just grabbed it and I went, "Whoa!" And she just looked at me like, "That's disgusting." I was like,
Oh my
what are you
God.
talking about? You just grabbed
Was
me
she
on
on the
dick.
lines? Was she
Yeah, of
drunk?
course she was. Yeah, she was drunk, but like looked at me with absolute disdain.
What
I'm
a
like,
savage.
just like, "You should be wearing under." I was like, "Don't grab my dick, lady." Anyway, so that was the start of and then we all got loaded, and then I walked out. And there was a big line of like cougars.
Yeah.
For the taxi rank.
But not an old duck. Old ducks aren't cougars. That's like older.
No, it was just like a heap of mums or whatever.
Yeah.
And they go, "What do you wear under your kilt again?"
Yeah.
And I was like, nothing. And they go, "Show us." There's like this line of about 20
Oh my
old ducks going,
God.
"Show us." I was like, fuck. And I was looking at the boys. They're like, "Dude, you got to do
You
something."
gotta do it.
I'm like 19. They're all older
man.
footy boys egging me on. I'm like, fuck. So I ran back and did 2 cartwheels. Just dick out. Like that. And then they're like, and I was like, yeah, I thought it was funny as. Like everyone's like that. And then I just felt my arm just go, boop, chicken.
Oh.
Got chicken winged.
The cops saw the whole thing.
Yeah.
Dude, that's some rat shit, man. What are you supposed to do?
I'm 19, I'm getting cheered on
You
by
get
these
cheated
old...
on by all these chicks, like waiting for the cabs.
And it's not like it's kind of like a classy flashing. I didn't like go up and go, "Oh,
Yeah.
They're asking, like, "What are you wearing?" But so I do a cartwheel too.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's so funny. Did you get took to the station and everything?
They put me in the back of the paddy wagon, and then they were all making jokes to me. All the coppers were like, "Yeah, I don't know why you did it. Your butt's no good. It's got a crack in it." And I was like, "That's dumb."
What?
Good joke.
Oh my
Loser.
God.
They didn't tease me about my ginger pubes, but which I was happy about.
Yeah, why didn't they tell you got a small dick?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Your butt's no good, it's got a crack in it. Did they take you away? Did you get charged?
No,
or
they
anything
just
like
just gave me because I was in there. I was so nervous, like you automatically sober.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just started my teaching degree. Is this gonna wreck it? He was like, "Nah, mate, I'll give you a public nuisance instead of indecent exposure.
Man,
I was like, thank you.
I had exactly the same thing. I got arrested 12 days before my 18th birthday for doing a way dumber thing. I smashed a tram stop with a hammer. I had a hammer from a scout camp, and I just used to carry it around because I thought I was tough. And I was drunk with a mate walking home from town and put it through all the windows at this tram stop in Adelaide, South Terrace.
Yeah.
And then, I was carrying it, and I fucking walk into the next stop. I was like, "You do the next one, bro." And he dropped it. Yeah. And I was like, "Why'd you drop the hammer?" Picked it up and then saw why he dropped it, because there were cop cars just waiting for us at the road, and my hand's covered in blood. They're like, "Why is your hand all bloody, mate? Did you drop something back there?"
That's it.
And then we're sitting by the road, and I was like, "I'm supposed to go to uni next year. Is they gonna fuck it up? Like, same thing. Am I still gonna be allowed to go to uni?"
It's so funny how you just turn into like an absolute
just a baby.
Around the boys, you're like, fucking
man.
no, I don't care. I'm tough as. And then as soon as any sort of authority, I'm just like, went to water. I'm gonna be a teacher.
Dude, I remember them putting me, because I had to go. Obviously, I didn't get a conviction or like a criminal record or anything. I just had to pay all the money to fix the thing, and a fine and a lawyer. It was fucked. But I remember we went to the to the cop shop, and they had me in a padded cell, and I was drunk, and I was just like, I was so like down on myself, and I was just like, stupid. I was like hitting myself in the head. I was like, "You fucking idiot, you stupid idiot."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Mate, you need to relax, or we're going to have to restrain you for like, if you're going to hurt yourself." And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
And they like take your shoelaces and shit so you don't hang yourself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn, you got
Yeah, it was a whole
proper
thing.
locked away.
Yeah, I remember it was green padded cell.
Yeah.
And I remember touching the walls and being like, I reckon I could fuck myself up on that. I reckon if I really wanted to, I could still do some damage.
Yeah, I could run at this, knock myself out.
I was doing a joke about it for a while. I was like, the only thing that made me think about killing myself was when they took my shoelaces. And I was like, are you trying to challenge me?
Yeah.
You know, like I wasn't thinking about killing myself until you were like, "Don't kill yourself." And I was like, "Well, fucking, we'll see."
Now I'll MacGyver my suicide. Yeah,
Yeah,
totally. Man. That's funny, man. When I did the cartwheel and the kilt, because I became a primary school teacher eventually.
Oh yeah.
And they do criminal record checks, obviously.
Yeah.
And so I had to put that down. I was like, I had like an incident when I was 19. No conviction was recorded, but this.
But you still put it down.
Yeah,
Right.
they put it down. And
Could
then
you just not put it down? Could you just
maybe,
be like,
I don't know, but I just wanted to be like, look,
Yeah,
this is what happened. Here's the police. Here's the statement and all that sort of stuff. And my principal was like, because my first job, my principal was like, we wanted you to start work earlier, but your criminal history took longer to come through. What happened? So my first principal, I was like, all right, this is the story. And she just started cracking up laughing. She goes, "That's funny as shit."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's fine, yeah.
Were you an impressionable drunk? Is that something that you're... Because I guess you're a comedian, hey? So you were like very susceptible to being egged on.
I got egged on for everything.
Yeah, yeah.
It was just... And because also, like, growing up, like, all the boys were, like, hot surfer dudes that I hung around with. So I was like this skinny little freckly ginger dude. So it was just about impressing the boys and trying to get girls by being funny until I worked out I could use the acoustic guitar.
Yes, mate.
Fucking idiot.
Did you do that?
Of course I did.
Acoustic guitar guy.
Of course I did. I
party?
was like, had a crook head, a skinny little
God.
ginge.
We got a Tim Minchin over here.
Man, it was whatever. I was like,
dude.
What girls like? It was when Jack Johnson was like coming out and like, so you can play the guitar, girls like that. All right, I'll try that.
Oh my God.
Just all these things, just a fucking idiot.
What kind of shit did you do to try and impress girls?
Just I was good at sport.
Yeah.
But then I'd try to be funny. I'd just try and make them laugh. I'd just do funny shit. Just dumb, stupid, funny shit just to get a laugh. Mainly to impress the boys. And if the girls liked it, it was like, hey.
Yeah.
But then once I got older and it was like, maybe they don't like dickheads. Let me get this acoustic guitar.
Because I was always,
I
I had no idea about how, like, I knew I wanted to sleep with girls and that's about it. That's all that I knew. So I was like, if I just drank to a point where I'm not even in control, maybe whoever's up here on autopilot will pull the right levers, and then I'll wake up next to a girl in a bed, you know?
I was never like that. Because I was raised like kind of Catholic as well. I still remember a girl hitting me up to have sex when I was like
That's crazy
17
when that
or
happens,
18.
hey?
Yeah, and I said, no, I can't because I don't love you, and I want my first time to be like
Oh,
with someone that I love.
my God.
Oh, dude, I was proper nerd.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and
That's really sweet.
It is. And my
Yeah.
first girlfriend, I loved her, and she was beautiful. Kate Keeley, she was lovely.
Oh.
And
What did you guys do? How did you guys how did you guys meet, and how long did you wait?
we met at a party, and then we waited, I think, like about 3 or 4 months or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we did it.
How'd you
And
do it? Did you plan beforehand?
it kind of worked up, and it was in like the single bed at my house. And the condom broke, and I was freaking out.
Oh no.
And then I read. My mum had this book on pregnancy, and I'd never read really a book other than Goosebumps, and I read it front to back.
You thought you were
So
going to
fuck, oh God, my first go, she's pregnant, oh God, my life's over.
Speaking about getting girls with the guitar, because I play piano.
Yeah.
And I lost my virginity. It was my high school girlfriend saying we loved each other.
Yeah.
And we waited about 5 months.
Yeah.
And we were we used to have we would call every night on the phone. I'd go in bed. We had a wireless phone. And so I would message her on MSN and say call. And then I would wait by the phone and get it before it rang so that my parents didn't know. And then
Quick draw.
go into my room, and we would just talk for 2 hours, and we would do phone sex.
Really?
And before we slept together, we started discussing sex. We were we're having sex, verbally. I'm having sex with you,
Phone sex is so funny. Before you have sex, so you don't even know what.
There was a while when we wouldn't talk about it, it was a taboo because it was we hadn't had sex yet.
Yeah.
And then after a while, we broke that taboo over the phone, and it was we're doing it. Damn. And that was we're heading towards legit boning.
Do you remember the first time you did it? It's fucking scary as shit.
I don't remember the actual. Do you remember the actual sex?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it. It was terrifying because I remember doing it. I remember first going in, and she said, "Congrats, you're not a virgin anymore," because she wasn't a virgin.
She said that to you?
Yeah, she said that because it was on 40-Year-Old Virgin. That she used the same line.
Oh, that's so.
As soon as it went in,
funny.
she went, "You're not a virgin anymore," and I was like. And then about 5 pumps later, I'm like, whoa.
Relax.
I'm just, all right.
Yeah, you're trying to do the Wim Hof.
Yeah.
That's why.
Dude.
Isn't that funny? Maybe he invented it because he was just he kept coming too fast. Wim Hof's just a fucking... He's a little virgin.
Yeah.
It's dude, it's for relaxation. It's dude, you're coming too hard, all right? We know. The ice bath, yeah, okay.
I promise, it's all about regulating your temperature. Fuck off, guy.
Shut up, virgin.
You're premature. Dude, that's a funny bit. Wim Hof was just a premature ejaculator that just...
Yeah.
Whoa. Wait. Fuck, that's funny.
Can we just cuddle? Can we just cuddle for a bit? Oh, my God.
Dude, that's funny. I got
That
a
is
theory
a
that
funny
Wim
bit.
Hof was just a premature ejaculator.
Yeah, there's got to be a better way to say premature ejaculator that's more... No, you can't... nerd, virgin. It's just disappointing all the girls down at the fucking... I don't know, some German shit.
Yeah, that's fucking funny. Is he German, is he?
Oh, I mean, Wim Hof, surely.
One of those.
He's not one of these,
countries.
mate. I'll tell you that. He's
None
not
of
one
these.
of the bloody guilos.
Guilos.
But I remember, so me and my high school girlfriend, we would talk about it on the phone.
Yeah.
And it was, we were saying I love you and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then she was in the year above me. I was in year 11. She was in year 12. And no biggie.
She was a year above
She was
you.
in the year above me.
Damn, boy.
I always thought that was what I was like, I'm fucking cool. man.
That rules.
I'm real cool.
Yeah.
And I can't believe even now at 32, I couldn't let that go without... Do you know what I mean? Even at 32, I'm like, I used to date a chick the year above.
Dude,
what do you reckon about that,
sick.
brother?
It's really cool. It's
Still holding on to it.
It is cool.
But we went to her mate's 18th and I got real drunk.
Yeah.
I used to I don't know, man. I was always a small dude.
Yeah.
And I wanted to keep up, or I don't know. Even now, like I drink, I think because I'm anxious in social situations, so I'll just drink.
Yeah.
Not even thinking about the alcohol. It's just the action of drinking. It's
Yes.
like whatever.
Yeah.
And so I got so drunk at that party, I was vomiting everywhere. Her mate had to look after me. And then like at school the next day, she was like, Aidan, I just like am so embarrassed. And like,
Oh, really?
she really took it serious. She was like, I don't know, like it's just maybe it's like changes things between us. And like,
Wow.
you know?
Yeah.
And I was in panic, like damage control.
Yeah.
So I went to the piano. I wrote her a song with lyrics
Hell
about
yeah.
how I'm sorry. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Renee. I love you. Blah, blah, blah. I can't remember the song. I played it literally once.
Yeah.
I got her. I sat her down in a chair. I played it for her. And then she took my hand silently, I remember, and walked me into my bedroom, like my childhood bedroom. And we had sex on my bed, like single bed with wheels on a wooden floor. So it was like...
After you sung the song.
After I sang this song about how I love her and I'm
Dude.
sorry and stuff.
I think I wrote a song for one of my ex-girlfriends. It would have been like my hippie girlfriend on the sunny coast. That was like, she's kind of like one of the reasons I got the Imagine lyrics tattooed on my ribs.
Oh, that's right, you do, don't you? That's so fucking brutal, man.
It's fucked. I still got the scar. Still got she did that peace sign on my thumb with a tattoo gun.
You got the scars.
Dude, still got the scars from that fucking relationship. But I wrote a song when I was going to tell her that I love her. I wrote it in a song.
Yep.
And I still look back, I'm like, at the time I thought it was so cool and it's so sweet. And I think like maybe in movies that is very romantic, but like maybe it's just me getting older and doing stand-up now. I'm just like...
I don't know, man. There
fucking
is a sweetness
loser.
about it. I'm really proud of the fact that I lost my virginity after singing a song to a girl. I think that's wonderful. Because you talk to
It is
other
cool.
people and they're like, yeah, I lost my virginity like in the back of a car.
Yeah, at a party.
Or at a fucking
Yeah.
park or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
some whack
It's
shit.
cool.
I'm like, me and my girlfriend fucking... You know, we loved each other and I wrote her a song and then we had sex. That's beautiful.
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
took
yeah.
one of my dad's condoms out of the top drawer in his bedroom.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it like didn't fit. Like it was way too big.
Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, he's my stepdad, so you know, it's like maybe it did big
Maybe.
jeans on the fucking other side.
Fuck, that's funny, dude. Yeah, man. I remember I put Michael Bolton on the CD player.
Oh yes,
Michael Bolton.
What songs? What songs does he do?
Fuck. What is
I know
Michael Bolton?
he's the guy. Bill Hicks has a bit about him. Let's hunt and kill Michael Bolton. That's like he's like I've pitched a new show. It's not a talk show. It's called Let's Hunt and Kill Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah,
and then the
yeah,
next
yeah.
season we're coming back with Let's Hunt and Kill Michael Bolton.
Okay. Michael Bolton, he just had real long hair. He had that real, like that really hot. It was like a real sexy voice.
Yeah, okay. Same
Yeah.
era as like Rick Astley.
I guess so.
Never gonna do you up.
Yeah.
That kind
But he
of
had
vibe.
like this full power ballad sort of voice.
Yes,
This
man.
really powerful.
And you chucked it on. Oh yeah, was
Yeah.
that the music you fucked to?
Yeah.
Nice.
That was the yeah.
Oh, that's
that
a
and
vibe.
actually the first one was, I think that might have been second time we had sex. First one was Craig David.
Yeah.
Monday, took a
Oh,
drink on Tuesday,
and you don't even make it past the first chorus.
We were making. Wait. Yeah. But wait, Wednesday. Yeah.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Right. So
Craig, that was a fucking album, that one.
I don't know the whole album. I remember that song. There were commercials for it on TV.
Oh man, I remember my nana, because he had like a tea cozy beanie. My nana knitted me a tea cozy beanie, and I just wore it everywhere. I thought it was like Craig.
What,
David.
like a tea?
Just like a beanie. It was like
Yeah.
a crocheted beanie, and like this white crocheted beanie that
But
Craig
it had
David
like.
was wearing
Oh,
everywhere.
really?
Yeah.
But you could have used it as a tea cozy as well.
Well,
What makes
everyone
it a tea
called
cozy?
it a tea cozy because it looked like a tea cozy.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't a particular style. People were making fun of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
People making fun of my tea cozy beanie.
Yeah,
but
nice.
it ruled.
That's sick,
It was
man.
so good, yeah.
So you're spending your like teenage and university years just like drinking
A lot,
and
yeah.
fucking.
Well, that's why. Oh, yeah.
Drinking
a
and
bit.
trying to fuck.
Pretty much, yeah. And a lot of it was a blur. But I remember I had girlfriends in between.
Yeah.
In between. Because I think looking back on all that sort of stuff, the whole having sex and like being a fuckboy was
yeah,
only
yeah.
because I played up a lot in soccer. So like my idols were like 5 or 6 years older than me. And basically they were it's all about getting pussy.
Yeah.
And so like that culture was instilled in me as like, all right, that's how you be a man if you get heaps of
Yeah,
chicks.
totally.
When really in my head I'm like, no,
I want to be held
I wanna
and
be- yeah, I
loved
like-
and kissed on the forehead.
totally, I love that sort of thing. I
Yeah.
like relationships. Not like there was nothing. I tried it on, and I don't think it was ever for me. Like
Mm-hmm.
the whole, it's just filling a void
Totally.
sort of thing. It was never like at my core. It's just
Yeah.
what all the boys were doing. It's like, yeah, the more roots you get, the cooler you are. Like that was the philosophy.
Totally. Isn't that interesting? Because everyone, like, and no one ever really explicitly says exactly that.
Yeah.
But all the things that are said kind of fit that mold. But you get each of those guys on their own, and they're like, oh man, like, you know, just like they all want a hug. Like, no
Probably,
one,
yeah.
I don't think there's one guy by themselves who's like, nah, dude, I just want to fuck all the time,
Yeah.
and that's what I want.
Yeah.
And fuck everyone, you know?
It's
But
sad.
something about the group
Yeah.
together is that we can't just fucking be.
You just gotta.
You got to just be the boys like that.
Yeah,
It's weird,
totally,
hey?
totally.
Yeah.
It is more prevalent in like when you're younger.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you like as you get older, you're kind of like, dude.
Yeah.
Like if my mates were doing that now, I'd be like, come on.
Oh, it'd be
like,
weird.
It's,
It's crazy.
no one wants to see
What
like
time
mid-30s fuckboy.
Do you reckon that's so interesting? Just sex and drinking are so tied.
Yeah.
But at some point, I don't know. Do you know? Because you don't drink as much now, and you're
No,
not doing
'cause
that
I
now.
drank heaps when I was younger, and
Was
I
it-
think about like once I reckon about 22 or 23, I was like I slowed down a bit,
Yeah.
slowed down a lot.
Was
and
that around the
then-
time you went traveling?
No, because when I went up to the community, it was a dry
Did you say
community.
you went to South America as well?
Yeah, but it was a dry community
Okay.
where I was living for 2 years.
In
So
the
I just
north of
didn't drink.
Queensland. Yeah.
I just didn't drink because none of the locals could drink and they were all my mates.
Yeah.
So
Are you trying to bang there as well?
no, I had a
No.
girlfriend there,
Okay.
and also we did long distance, but also the local girls and. Like I got in with the community really good, but like
Yeah.
a lot of the local girls were just sort of loved up and taken and that
Yeah,
sort of stuff
totally.
as well. So like
So that's not the vibe at all.
Nah. Like some of them, I think had a little hots for us. Maybe I don't know, but
Yeah.
you just don't go there because it's
Yeah.
like it's pretty interesting up there. Like the world, like that's his woman, that's yours.
Really?
Like, yeah.
You
There's
just
a
can't.
lot of.
You wouldn't do it. It'd be way too
Nah,
messy.
it's a
It'd
lot.
start fights, that kind of thing.
It's a lot, especially like the different families and
Yeah.
And I was there just to sort of like they were all kind of like my brothers and sisters anyway. Like I got real close with a lot of them.
How old were you
So
when you went there?
I was 25.
Okay.
Then I left when I was 27.
Yeah.
And then that was like I was reading Deepak Chopra and fucking Eckhart Tolle. I was like, man, I know spirituality. I'm like, now
Yeah.
looking back, I'm like, God, you're a fucking. And then I went traveling and I was drinking a bit, but not a lot because I was still teaching in like indigenous communities over in Guatemala and that. So like they didn't have alcohol there.
Yeah.
Because it's really interesting. The government is the complete opposite to Australia. Like they treat their indigenous, I know we don't treat them very well as well, but our government's way of fixing it is just to throw money at it.
Yeah.
Whereas the Guatemalan's government, they just cut them off. They give them nothing. And so they're still living off the land and they're like, there's no alcoholism, there's no one smoking because they've just got to live off
This
the
is
basics.
what they got to do.
Live off the basics. Whereas like here in Australia, we're like, oh, sorry for fucking up. Here's some money.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, thanks. And just that's a whole other issue of it
Yeah,
in
yeah,
itself.
yeah.
But yeah, just didn't drink much.
So it should completely change your lifestyle.
Kind of. I drank a bit when I was like in hostels and that.
Yeah.
I had my acoustic guitar. Dude, I had my guitar. I had my didgeridoo.
Ah, did you?
Dude, I had it all.
No way,
I
you
was
had a
I was
didgeridoo.
busking. I was busking.
Oh man,
I
that's
got-
so funny.
I got footage of me busking on Venice Beach with a didgeridoo and a guitar, just
Holy
like
fuck.
stomp
Oh,
box
did they
and all
teach
this.
you how to play up north?
No, I was playing that before I got. I got taught by some white cunt on the Sunshine Coast.
Oh my God,
Yeah, it's
man.
like a PVC didgeridoo.
That is
yeah.
the ultimate expression of like Australian white colonialism, isn't it? Like white Australian guy goes overseas and uses playing a didgeridoo to pick up chicks.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely so funny.
brutal.
Dude, I'm writing this character called Chester Riverbourne, who's
Yeah.
he's like kind of like a heightened version of me when I was back on the sunny coast. And it's just like he hates like it's all about love and spirituality. He's playing like his guitar, and like how he hates like ignorance and racism and no more cultural appropriation than does his sweet didgeridoo solo. Just
Oh,
wow, 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 wow,
Yes.
like Xavier Rudd. Yeah.
man, when you went out there, did you know that it was going to be such a hard lifestyle change? Well, not hard, but like a stark lifestyle
They
change.
prepare you for it a little bit, but not really. You don't know until you go up there because it's like a third world country.
What
It's
was that
hectic.
choice? Were you just like, I'm just going to go up there and see what's going on for 2 years?
in
Did you commit straight away? 2 years, let's do it.
Yeah. In Queensland, you got to do country service in teaching.
Okay.
So you got to get a certain amount of points to get back to where you want to go.
Right.
And I went the most remote to get the most points. And my mate was already up there. He said, it's sick, come up here. So I went up there and I just loved it. I love the people. Still try and get up there as much as I can. And then I got all the points, and then I came back to the sunny coast, and I was like, "This sucks. I'm traveling," because it sucked for me.
Yeah.
The sunny coast doesn't suck, but
Yeah.
like for me, I was just like, I can't come back to just teaching in a boring.
Yeah. And like being where you
School.
grew up at. I'm sure it's
Yeah,
kinda
yeah. I
boring.
just wanted to live and travel more, so I just
Yeah,
went
yeah.
and travelled and lived in more Indigenous communities over Central and South America.
And that's like 10, 12, 13 years ago. How's your relationship with booze now?
with
With booze and everything. Did
Yeah,
that was that
fine.
like that sounds like that was like a huge period in your life where there's before and after.
I think so, man. I think like alcohol was like always like it's almost like a rite of passage when you
Yeah.
like, and how we treat alcohol in Australia. I used to do a bit about it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it was like my mate went to Italy and he came back and he was like, man, they can drink wherever they want, whenever they want. There's no legal drinking age. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, because in Italy, they're like a 70-year-old grandma that's been through all her crazy years. That's Italy. And she
Yeah.
just likes a glass of red before bed, whereas Australia's like a 14-year-old schoolgirl at the blue light disco. That's like do you know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
like,
our
"Woo!"
attitudes to drinking.
That's the sort of metaphor
we
I
go
use.
so hard at it.
Yeah. And one of the bits in it was like even the fact that we invented the goon bag is
Yes.
like proof that we need a legal drinking age. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's like,
And that one of our big exports is like the goon bag and then the fucking goon of fortune. As soon as you talk about a goon bag,
Yeah.
people are like, you play goon of fortune?
Goon of fortune, yeah.
You done laybacks?
yeah, yeah. Totally. It's
Yeah.
fucking our attitude towards drinking is very much fucking whoa.
Yeah.
Whereas like people that have had like cultures that have had it forever, they're like they've gone through that
Yes.
period. I think like I guess maybe that's
Maybe it's just something about us still finding our feet as a culture. But I don't know. They do it in the UK as well. They're fucking lunatics out there. They drink, you know?
But I mean, you look at Rome, like when Rome was just like debaucherous.
Right.
And
They went
now,
through
and
it.
Now they've maybe gone through it. I don't know. That's a maybe.
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
a
Oh,
little
that's a nice way to think
theory.
about it.
Maybe, but yeah. So my attitude and my relationship with alcohol was just very much like get drunk, party,
Yeah.
That's once you turn
Hit
18.
it and like drink to get drunk.
yeah, totally.
Black out.
Yeah.
Do some stupid shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So yeah, had to change.
Do a cartwheel in front of a line full of hot mums
Egging
in the
you on.
taxi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just try and be funny.
And what do you reckon about this beer, bro? Any thoughts?
Round
How's
eye.
it going down?
The old round eye. It's great. I'd like to try it again. Not having a litre of chocolate milk in my stomach
Oh
beforehand.
yeah. You feel a little bit heavy.
It's great. But
Do you reckon you'd because do you drink alcohol-free drinks? Nah.
not really.
Nah.
Oh, every now and then maybe.
Yeah,
if I got
yeah.
to drive.
Would you rate this, or if someone gave
That's
you this,
good.
it
Yeah.
is good. Yeah,
It's
nice,
kind of like
man.
it's very fruity.
Yeah, it is very fruity
Super
in a weird,
fruity.
but in a kind of beery way. It's
Yeah.
not like an IPA or like a. I mean, I guess it is, but it doesn't taste like. I feel like IPAs have a kind of different. It's like light. It's a really light.
Real light. It's like
fruitiness.
summer ale,
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
like a session, I
I
guess.
fuck with it, man. Guilo.
It's great.
Alcohol-free pale ale, Hong Kong. Simply redefining. Doesn't really say. What does it say on the side?
I hope that it's called Round Eye. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
To me.
it's either Round Eye or White Devil. and I can't remember now. But it's Guaylo Beer International.
White Devil just reminds me of that Ace Ventura. Shishashkawata.
I don't know that. I haven't seen that movie.
Ace Ventura too. He's like, what's he saying? He calls you a white devil. It fucking rules, man.
Man, anything you want to end on? You got some stuff to plug or anything? This will come out in a few months.
Few months?
Yeah.
Ah, man, what am I doing?
Where can people find your stuff?
In few months, there might be a show that I'm on called Bay of Fires.
Ooh, okay.
And then I
Okay.
got
What, on TV?
Yeah, on ABC.
Nice.
This is coming out in a few months. And then, just follow us on Instagram, Big
Yeah.
Red Ben Knight, and then I'll put all my shit on there.
King.
Yeah.
And you can follow me, Aidan Jones Comedy, on Instagram and all of that, aidanjonescomedy.com. I don't know why I'm looking at the camera.
I don't know. I just look as you look.
aidanjonescomedy.com, brother. Piece it out. What a fucking loser. Man, thanks for coming
Just
on the
fucking-
pod. Yeah.
Sick. Dude, thanks for having me, man.
Not at all, bro.
Thanks for the beer.
Not at all. Pleasure.
Cheers, legend. Signing off with it. I don't think we've ever shook hands like that.
I fucking hated it.